Hey guys, RockingTheBlade here. Once again, what is up, everybody? I'm here. I know I'm late to the party, and I apologize, but here's my movie review of Doctor Strange, Sorcerer Supreme. Ooh. So I know I'm late to the party. I did see the Thursday night screening. Unfortunately, I was busy with other arrangements. Plus, I was filming. Filming two more reviews coming up really soon down the pipeline before the year's out. So I was doing that as well. So I apologize for just coming out so late, but better late than never. Oh, but at least I'm doing on release week. So how was Marvel's Doctor Strange? It was good. It was really good. Wasn't the greatest movie ever, but for terms of origin stories and how the world works, did an excellent job. It's a good movie. But let's get right down to business. But also, spoiler alert: I will be doing heavy spoilers on this movie. So if you haven't seen the movie yet, go watch it and then come back and hear my thoughts on the matter. So have been warned. So what is Doctor Strange about? So Doctor Strange is about this guy named Stephen Strange, who's this famous no doctor, who's good with doing. He's really good with his hands and doing surgeries. No surgery. He was just finishing up doing a surgery. He's about to go home, and then one of his lady friends um, comes to him saying that this guy has a bullet in his brain. But then he looks at the thing and realizes that this guy's not dead. He's like, it's showing off his body functions, but he's still alive. But one of the doctors claimed that he was dead. But luckily, he stopped the guy when the surgery. Was trying to like open him up, and they wanted to use like a special tool to like pull out this bullet that was up. Like, no, I got it. So he carefully, carefully grabbed the bullet and then gently pulled it out, and thus saved the man's life. And he went out and they told I think the wife, they saved the life. She had the female lady doctor, and he tried to hug him, but he's kind of like half going, yeah, okay, cool, whatever. And and he went, and he left. And then afterwards, he left to do his thing, and then he left to go to a big party. You can tell he's living the life. I mean, he has this nice house, nice suits, multiple like fancy ass watches. This guy, you can tell he makes good ass money. So he's driving his nice ass sports car. I guess he was going to a party. So he lives in other different patients. All this patient, so and so with back problems, who's military, wants to see. He's like, nah, not interested. And he's like listening to different things. He's want to do something to benefit him, not to other people. See, he's kind of pompous. He's kind of pompous, and he thinks he's all down the bag of his. Well, I'll get into in a moment, in the next moment. So he's driving and driving. All of a sudden, a car. He kind of swerves to the car, almost hits him. He kind of swerves, and he gets into a really bad accident, and he crashes almost into the water. Luckily, they found him, but sadly, his hands got really fucked up to the point that when it kind of shakes like this, and like it's really bad, because he needs his hands to be nice and steady to do what he does. So he spent all his money just trying to go and get back to where he's at. He did like 7 surgeries, I heard, and none of them worked. He's trying like these different, going to different surgeons, trying different things. Nothing is working for this guy. Nothing. He's even at rehab. He's trying like has anyone come back from this point and walked? He's like, yeah, so this military guy. He didn't want to. He's like, he had that face like he didn't believe, but like, look, you showing a paper. Yeah, if it's a proof your papa says wrong, then sure. Then one day he's on his phone, and then it goes cuts to his house. He's trying to convince his doctor to do the surgery. He doesn't want nothing to do with it, and he sees writing something, and then he hangs up, and you see that he's trying on writing his name. He's writing it very sloppy because his hand is shaking from the accident. And he's like, Steven, you need to stop. You need to focus on maybe being an assistant. He's like, no, I need to get my life back in order. I need to do this. I need to get my life back in order because this is my life. She's like, you're spending more money than you don't have any money saved. You're spending you spend it as fast as you get it, and you're spending money you don't have. He's like, but he's like, I need this, that's my life, being a doctor, saving people's, doing what I do, it's like that's my life. But you're not telling, but yeah, but you're spending your money, you're shutting, you're shutting people out, He's like, she's like, telling him like, there's more in life than what you're doing. He's like, what? Being with you? He's like, oh, I know. You didn't want nothing. We're barely lovers. You didn't want nothing to do with me. All of a sudden, I get this bag with my hands, and you feel sorry for me. Oh, I'm all, you feel so bad for me. Oh my, because I'm a sob story. He's like, you know what? I don't even like get out. I mean, he was just being like an absolute dickhead to this girl, and she's been nothing. She did nothing but be there for him. Like she was like there when he woke up from his accident, when seeing his hand like that, telling what happened. She was trying to help him. She was there with him with the surgery and stuff. So for him to say that to her, to really, like, oh, don't, your love is not good enough. I don't need you. You know what I'm saying? He just was a real dickhead to her. And and of course he shuts her out, and eventually he he gets an email, he gets a mail from the guy that came back from this this terrible accident. So he basically found this guy in the basketball court. Hey, listen, I heard you did it. And he went to this ancient area, forget where, but this area where, well, if you go here, you will get healed. But you have to trust in what they do. You know what I'm saying? Of course, he's one of the people that was in the car. He rejected, to do surgery on. Of course, he was begging him, like, please, I see you got your hands and feet back. For me, I'm trying to get back to where I am, and his hands are shaking. And he goes back. And he tells him where to go. So he goes all the way to the area. He's trying to find this someplace. Um, he's looking around, asking for this certain ancient one's temple, and he's looking and looking, and I guess one of the like followers heard him. He's gonna help him tell him where he's at, but he was getting, then he gets mugged. He was about to get mugged. He's about to get mugged with these people. He's like, look, I don't have any money. All I have is his watch. He's like, well, give me the watch. Look, it's all I think I have left. And he starts punching. Of course, his hand hurts. He starts beating the crap out of him, and take his watch. And then these two guys, and then the guy that was, and then one of the followers of the ancient one beats the crap out of the guys, and then one of them runs away. He takes his watch, gets him back, he helps him out, and takes him to where he's at. Takes up where the ancient one's at, who's like his teacher of the mystic arts, but he doesn't know that yet. So he goes to her, and he's telling him how I can heal you through the power of, spiritualness. And he thought she figured out some advanced technology or some advanced medicine hasn't been heard of. But she's like, no, through spirit, through power, magic, and belief, I can heal you. He's like, wait, so I've always heard for some belief bullshit. He's like, I don't believe it, and you're full of shit. Pretty much, we're not saying it, but he's like, you're full of shit. So I gotta go, I want to get healed with the belief. So he didn't want you to believe. Of course, she just will. Then he did his word palm strike to him. And you see that his called the astral form, and she and he goes and he helps him get back to his body, and then she does this mind, and this mind tricked him. You see this going through all this craziness, and and then he goes back to reality. He's like, because earlier she gave him tea, and he thought, he's like, did you drug my tea? He's like, no, I didn't. It's just regular tea. And he's like, I think you feel like, I can teach you the ways to master this stuff. And of course, after seeing what he saw, he's like, please teach me. And she's like, at first she's like, no. And she kicks him out. And the guy that found him, Steve Strange, he's like, come on, you shove him out. I mean, I know you're worried about him falling to the dark side like your student did. And I forgot to mention at the beginning of the scene, he's like, a fallen member of the Ancient One's former pupils, went to a book, killed the guy who guards the books, kills him, took this book spell to I guess get Dormammu, and get people with Dormammu, so that way he can I guess free him, so that way him and the fathers of Dormammu could be have immortality. So in the beginning of the movie, they have an epic magic fight. It was pretty epic, and the building turning and twisting. The best way to describe it. It was like Inception on acid. It was like mind-blowingly insane. That's all I could say. It was like it's one of those things that's really hard to describe. It's one of those you gotta see to believe. It's like whoa, simply just wow. So after that, he convinces him to take him in. He's like, please, please take me in. And then she eventually he put him back in. He saw in his room. He's like, what's this? He's like for like some kind of like he's giving like this letter thing. So it's like my paper. It was this paper thing. It's like some kind of like chakra or something. He's like, no, so it's the Wi-Fi password. We're not savages. And of course, he starts his training. Yeah, like how do I learn? Like, well, how do you learn to become a doctor? Through years of training and through years of training and discipline. So that's what he started doing. So he started to train, by reading books. He felt that he met this guy, Mr. Wong, is like, you know, he's like just like that's it, Mr. Wong, like Eminem and whatnot. He's telling him like he's trying to like make him laugh, but he's not laughing. He's like I like how he's like I also thought a strange character. He's very surprisingly pretty witty guy. He's very funny, very very funny guy. And he's getting all these books from him to learn. He's learning and learning and learning the arts and the magic tree and all that stuff. And at one point, he's trying to like learn how to make a circle. He's like, I know I can't do it because it's like my hands. And he's like, he's trying to show him that you can. He showed this one guy that had no hand, yet he did the formation to do the spell he needed to do. And at one point, to kind of like help him, she like did like a circle portal thing to go to like I guess I want to say the Himalayas somewhere. And she left him behind and kind of like maybe forced him like to learn the portal trick. And at first it's like she's kind of like waiting for him to come back. He's like, "You sure you want me? You sure you don't want me to come get him?" He's like, "No, let's give him a moment. Let's give him a moment." He's still kind of like struggling to open that portal to get back because it's really cold where he's at. And okay, let me just get him. And then finally he opens it up and gets out just in time. Because he's freezing and stuff. And he's like, and at one point, they're doing the training. He's like, do you know who she is? He's like, no one knows who she is, but like, do you know how old she is? Like, we don't know. Like, she's like, you got to fight like you left. One day you got to fight like you left the life dependent on. It's like during one of the training stuff, like, kind of weird. Like, no one knows who she is or where she came from or how old she is and stuff. So you find out very curious. So then one day, he sees Doctor Strange like getting more books, and he's getting more training. And he's like teleporting, get more books in the library while this guy, because he let him borrow his head for listen to Beyonce, which is hilarious. And so now what else? At one point he goes to the library and unlocks no he goes to the library and he sees like how these books are supposedly locked up, but like it's hard to learn kind of thing. So he goes to the books, he's learning it. But he like figured out this special eye of Manaratsu thing that this eye thing he wears so he can do the spells. So he got his eye thing and followed instructions so he can reverse time. Because like he was eating an apple and all of a sudden when he twisted it, he made that apple go rotten, and then when he like this, he made that apple look fresh. So he was like trying to do some weird spell. Of course, they stopped him because he was opening some kind of thing. So like, and all of a sudden, the school got under attack, and they got separated. And he like went to this weird because there's 3 different like portal locations, like London, New York, and China. And of course, I think he was in London. No, he was in the world. He got exploded, and the guy got separated in this weird area, and then eventually I think in New York, he was like he was in the New York district, and he was like fighting this weird. You see the main antagonist like stabbing the New York like guardian. He got an epic fight with the guys, like back and forth. He's been one of them able to fend them off with this big epic like magic fight and stuff. And like and at one point he's about to die by the main antagonist, and like this like magic, like the cape he wears came to life and it was blocking the swords, and he managed to push him back, and he was like, and he managed to, then the cape went on him and stuff, and he's like, he's trying to like, grab a weapon. The cape's like telling him, no, go this way, and he to grab this one. He grabbed the thing, he throws it at this guy, and it locked him up. And also earlier, like he trapped one of the girls. Like he threw this girl into like this magic area, this magic desert area. And he switched to something else, and like he managed to knock out some other guy, and like he's like, "What are you trying to do?" He's like, What I'm trying to do is like give my people immortality and free their minds from this, from free our minds because the ancient one gives us lies where the Marvel tells the truth. Basically, like if you listen to this to Marvel, you'll like get eternity, even though nothing is always. When it comes to super villains like that, they never keep their promises. So otherwise, and of course he's like, why would I listen to you? He's like, look at your eyes. It's like, yeah, his eyes are like grayish and purplish and all fucked up looking and shit. So it's like, no thanks. I don't want to know your business. And and then at one point he's like, why are you laughing? Because you forgot one of my guards and he got stabbed and like he got into, luckily he made a portal to like New York. He got to the doctor's office. He found the her the girl that he was that he told off working, and like he got to help him. Like, what happened? He's like, why would he, like, I got stabbed? He's like, and he's like going into his astral body. He's like, listen, look, I'm not dead. I'm just like, but I'm dying. Please look after me. And then also the one of the guys that he stabbed was following him. Well, spiritually, because like before, he managed to make a portal to escape because he got stabbed. Luckily, the cape came off and got in this guy's face and started beating the crap out of him, which is like the most funniest shit ever. His cape is sentient, which is like hilarious. I love it. It was just so funny. But so then what happened? So then oh yeah, his spirit form with him and his spirit was fighting, and then he told his heart rate when she was like trying to get the piece out of him, this weird wound, he kind of flatlined, and like he told him, and she shot him come out of life, and it kind of hurt the guy. And he's like, do it again. He's like, what? Just do it again. Trust me. And she sparked it one more time, and it like hurt the guy to the point, and he like held him on one, and she sparked did another like the shock thing, and he killed the guy. So his spirit died, so that the body kind of had a little bit of Matrix thing, kind of. And he went and he managed to get back into So listen, he tells her, listen, I gotta go. I'll be right back and stuff. He goes and he goes and he goes back and to the New York area. The red guy's tape. He's like, what's going on? He's like he tells the H1, like, listen, I know you're using dark arts and stuff because I read the books and that's what this guy's using it too. That's how you're staying alive. And of course, there's one of the guy that discovered Doctor Strange, like, no, that can't be. But like, yeah, that's what it is. He's like, you're messing with stuff you don't understand. And of course, they sensed that London was under attack, so they went to London, this London area, and no, New York area, and like and they find out the bad guys are there, so like they kind of like go back and forth, running and fighting as the world's like twisting and stuff. And at one point they kind of fall, but they put like in this crystal dimension area, so that way the real world won't. It's like a crystal dimension, so the real world won't be affected. Only so it's kind of like a barrier, I guess, to protect the world from the magic and stuff. But of course, they're according to the assistant to the ancient one, they're really strong here. So kind of like dodging and stuff. They're kind of like they're kind of like dodging the enemy and twisting a turn one and kind of twist to a bus. We see Stanley reading a Stanley cameo, him reading a magazine. Like, haha, that's funny. It's hilarious. And they got into more epic fighting and stuff. At one point, not all of some of the people. But then once when she was fighting her president, and then she lost this time, and she got kicked to a portal and had to follow her. And you see her fall, hit a glass. It was like really brutal. And of course, he takes her to the surgery, and so he tells her like, and he's trying to like save her. She went to spirit form, and so he's like telling her like, I knew I was drawing for the dark arts of the Mamu. I did it because I thought I was doing the right thing. If I do it again, I do things differently. What I'm saying is like Doctor Strange. I believe in you because even though you're arrogant, you're arrogant, but if you learn from your ways, you could be a great. Not only I know you're a great doctor and you want to get back to that, but the guy, even though he left, got his body healed and went back to his normal life. I know you want to go back to being a doctor, but he's telling me you could be so much more than that. You could be, a magician, a wizard, a guy who could save the world from this madness. And if she believes that he can, in a way, it's telling her he can be used as her successor. Where she failed, he can succeed. And she kind of like grabbed her by the hand because they kind of bonded, as you could tell. She was tough, but she was caring. He's like, "Hey, I'm about to die, and like, I'm not prepared for it." And sadly, from the wound from the bad guy, she passed away. And he got depressed and stuff. And like, she's like telling him that, he's telling the girl, "Listen, I'm sorry I put you through all this stuff. I'm really sorry. I hope you forgive me." And she didn't kiss. She just kissed him on the cheek. She kind of friend zoned him, which he kind of deserved it because he was being a dick to her. But he understood. But in a way, I guess you could say she forgave him because she said something. Because I watched the movie, he said some really harsh stuff to her that was really unnecessary. So then finally, they geared up. He's trying to kind of crying, trying to like, wiping out the tears. He's like, "Oh, it's like stop it," Then he finally, throw that cape back on and went out to find that guy. And he went to the China district, um, to go and save the day and stuff. And so, but by the time they got there, it was too late. The world was ending. But then he used this. I remember how the apple reversed time. He used that crystal to reverse time. So they're kind of like reversing time, stopping it, and finding out the guy and realize there's only one way he can do it. So he goes up to where Dormammu's at, lands there. He's like, "All right, Dormammu, I have a proposition for you." And Dormammu's like, "Well, I'm not hearing it." He just kills him. But excuse me, this thing this animal is wearing has to where it's on a time loop where it keeps going and going. It's the same thing's happening. So it's like, Dormammu, I'm here for a compromise. I'm here for a compromise. I'm here for a compromise. It just keeps happening and happening. And even though it's not like he's like even though it's like, what the hell is going on? Why aren't you dying? The Dormammu, I come for a compromise. Okay, he's like, one point. Okay, he gives us like, okay, fine. What do you want? He's like, I want you to take your people and leave and never come back. Do what you say. If you do what I say, you will exit the time loop. And of course, he won't lose his thing. He's like, fine, whatever. I will take I'll leave with my people. And of course, he left. And and since they were connected to him, they had to leave too. But of course, their skin, the main follower, the main antagonist's skin got peeled off, and he got sucked in with the lead, and it kind of went away with him. Thus, they stopped time. But the guy got so. But and after that, they said some joke. I forget what he said, but he made the Mr. Wong guy used to make finally laugh at it, and it's cool because it's cool. Like it's funny, like when during that whole fight, the time was reversing back while while time was reversing. They were fighting as time was reversing. It was really crazy. Like I said, it's hard to describe it, but it's like one of those things that you gotta see it for the special effects. It's hard to describe, but you just gotta see it for yourself. See it for yourself. So then, finally, as all the time reversing, all the craziness happening, finally, after they beat the final guy, that made tomorrow go away, the guy, the sense of the ancient one just didn't like how these rules were being broken and how she was in the dark arts and how they broke the rules and stuff, and he just left. And he left this magician. It was kind of disappointing and stuff. And the thing is, at one point he could have healed his hands and went back to me. Realized, you know what? I feel this is my destiny. And you see that progression though, from him being a douchebag to a mature man that really learned his lesson and didn't take life for granted. He really matured, and you see that progression to him being Doctor Strange. Granted, in my opinion, I felt like the origin of him being a doctor was a bit rushed. I wish it was there a bit longer, show more of his side when he was a pompous asshole, so that when he made that turn, you feel more the better that he did. But ultimately, I'm ultimately um, that's like only my minor complaint, and also the fact that there wasn't during the whole movie there wasn't a lot of action. I mean, there was some, but mainly it's like, hey, look, we can do all this magic and special effects and stuff. Look what we can do, ooh, all that stuff. But no big like standout epic fight. It doesn't more like magic and wizard fighting. But for what's there, it's really amazing. It was awesome to watch. It was worth the price of admission. So overall, that's the movie. He went on to take her place as Sorcerer Supreme. He put the eye up from my back and told me because he realized he did so well with it because it was at Affinity Stone on it. Maybe good at the Strange where you still have much to learn. And of course, and one of the post-credit scenes that Thor needs his help because he feels that Thanos is coming. He needs help to get the Avengers back together because Thanos is coming. And also I think he might be in Ragnarok too because Loki's causing trouble because Odin's missing and he can't find Odin, so Doctor Strange is helping, is trying to help Thor find his, his brother Loki. But it's funny how because Thor's drinking beer and Doctor Strange used the magic to refill it back up, and Thor had that face like, you need to hang out more often, and it was great. And so they went to go find, help him out, and it was great. Another post-credit scene, that guy that was a H1's assistant ends up turning into a bad guy, and unfortunately, that poor guy that had a spinal problem and went to the H1 to get healed, he took his magic away, and he's like, the world needs less magicians, and it ends, and that's the end credit scene. He becomes revealed that he's become a bad guy, and that's it. That's the movie. I probably missing some parts here and there because I did. It's a while since I said lots of the movie, but I think I covered the basis of how he was a famous doctor. He got into an accident and later became the Sorcerer Supreme that is Doctor Strange for all the training. And he was being a pompous asshole, but eventually he matured and learned and got better and became the Doctor Strange we know and love today. But overall, it's a great movie. It's a great start. Like Batman Begins and Amazing Spider-Man, in my opinion, at least the first one was good. We're good reboot starters. Well, not really. Well, good starting movies. Granted, Amazing Spider-Man was bad, but in my opinion, at least the first one was pretty decent. Like I said, it was good. It's not. What held it back from being great was like there wasn't enough action, and the villain was pretty cool, but not. I feel like he was wasted. I mean, he wasn't terrible. He was a good villain, definitely better than the villain from Civil War. I mean, all he is like a fucking beam now with Mission Report, December 16th, 1991, and he just becomes just a meme now. But at least he did more stuff than him. He killed like a couple of people, like 3 people, I think. So it showed that this nigga wasn't that. Excuse me, this guy was not playing around. Excuse my language, but you get my point. This guy was not fooling around. But yeah, overall I felt it was a wasted villain. But overall I felt like he was a wasted villain. He was good though. But I wish it was more with. Wish they showed more of him. That's my main complaint. And I wish they focused more on Doctor Strange. I wish they showed more training scenes. I mean, they showed a good amount. But I wish it was a bit more. And I wish they showed more them being a pompous doctor. And I wish they showed more magic training and just more magic training. More as how when he was a doctor before he became Doctor Strange, and more action. But considering what we got, it was a good start. And also I know we'll see more of Doctor Strange kicking ass in action because he's been confirmed for Infinity Wars, so I can't wait to see Doctor Strange kicking some ass in action then. But until then, for what we got, it's really good. So overall, is it worth seeing? Hell yeah, especially in IMAX, which I haven't seen, but I heard it's amazing. Go see it. It's like one of those IMAX-worthy movies, for sure. It's a beautiful-looking movie. Marvel Studios hits another home run once again. These guys are just kicking ass, taking names, and that's why Marvel's a great studio. Though DC, in my opinion, DC Films is catching up with Man of Steel, BBS, and Suicide Squad, but Marvel's showing why they're the king of it. Eventually, DC will get to that. We'll still get on their level and maybe even surpass them. They're catching up though. It's pretty close, but Marvel's still on top of. I know DC will eventually pass them to keep up with these good streak of movies, in my opinion. But overall, Doctor Strange is definitely worth seeing. I highly recommend it. It's definitely worth the price of admission. Definitely worth it. All right, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please make sure to rate, comment, and subscribe. And as always, Rock the Blade Signing out. Hope to see you guys again real soon. Peace out, brother. Bye, guys.